Well, what's up, again, there, guys? Brent here, the three topics I'm here to share with you another one of my game reviews. This time, I'll be giving you my thoughts on the latest installment in the Call of Duty franchise. This one being titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now, due to time restrictions, I can't do this review in my traditional editing sense with a voiceover, so I kind of have to do it a little bit more straightforward, like I've done a few more recent game reviews. But again, this is simply due to time restrictions and needing to work on multiple projects all at once. So I hope you guys don't mind. Hopefully if you enjoy this review, by the end, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep track of me on my future videos. And remember, if you have any more ideas for future reviews or requests or tier list videos or ranking videos, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to get those up as soon as I can. So jumping right into this one. This is a sequel to, I believe, the 2018 Modern Warfare reboot, which was very successful. And if I remember correctly, I actually did quite enjoy that reboot. In terms of plot, I've said this several times on all my prior Call of Duty game reviews. I'm actually one of the few individuals that actually does go into a Call of Duty game to play for its campaign. Now, in terms of this campaign, it's as just crazy as you would expect. Trying to take a somewhat modern approach, but with an over-the-top explanation for what the whole objective of the game is. However, this time you have a terrorist teaming up with the Mexican cartel in order to sneak some stolen American missiles in order to plan an attack on United States soil. And you have the 141 task group working with Mexican special forces in order to find out exactly how these weapons were stolen, who has them, what's the target, and how to stop them. Now, I will say this. Though the story is a little bit all over the place and kind of crazy, I think that for what it's trying to do, I thought it did a pretty simple job. It wasn't boring. It did have its crazy, outlandish moments at times, but I do think what really brings it down to an entertaining level are the characters. It was nice seeing some iconic characters from the prior generation of Modern Warfare games actually make an appearance. You have General Shepard, who's in here. You have the appearance of Ghost, which is a big one. They also have a couple of new characters. My favorite character from this game was definitely, I believe he goes by the name of Alejandro. I hope that said his name right, but he was definitely my favorite character, newest character who is performed pretty well. I thought the cast characters did a great job with the performances. I thought that visually the cinematic cutscenes looked pretty good, and I thought that in terms of quality, it was definitely one of the better looking Call of Duty games I've played. In terms of gameplay, it's a Call of Duty game. I would say the movement this time is a little bit slower, but I think they account for weight, which is something I don't think prior Call of Duty games ever took before. Like if you're carrying like certain different loadouts of weapons, it actually slows your movements. When it comes to the style of campaign missions, one of the weaknesses I think for this campaign in general is that a lot of missions feel like they're, instead of trying to fit within the parameters of the plot they're trying to tell, they feel like they've been taken from prior Call of Duty games. There's like 4 or 5 missions that when you play them, they feel very, very identical to prior iconic missions that have happened in the prior series. I think the missions that really stand out to me the most are missions where it feels completely original, as in you've never actually played a mission doing this in this sort of scenario. And those are the ones I really gravitate the most towards. I think when it comes to the multiplayer, much to my surprise, I actually really like the multiplayer. And this is someone who really doesn't play Call of Duty for the multiplayer, but I actually thought that a number of modes they added really added to a level of creativity and therefore level of addictiveness. I mean, I wasn't addicted to playing this game, but I found myself kind of not wanting to stop. There was even a mode that they added that was in older Call of Duty games that I hadn't seen in a while, where it actually allowed you to play through certain multiplayer maps in third person. And so it gave you choices, and there's definitely a great amount of customization. I do believe this game had a massive collection of different weapons, and I have to say, when it comes to the weapons, this game by far has some of the best audio design of any first-person shooter game I've ever seen. I'll even go so far as to say that this game certainly has the best audio design of weapons for any game I've played this year, and I believe it's even up for that in the this year's Video Game Awards, and that's the one I actually voted for, so I hope it wins in the audio design. Visually, since I played this on my PlayStation 5 using, my television, visually, it looks great. Nothing incredible. I've seen this sort of level of quality from Call of Duty before, but I think it is a little bit sharper. It ran incredibly well, and I just think it's a good step in the right direction. I just don't think it is a massive improvement over the last Modern Warfare game. And I think in terms of the story, I actually would prefer the story from the last Modern Warfare game because I think it had a little bit more, not only heart, but a little bit more focus on what it was trying to do. This one, it has to kind of dive into multiple different departments, and therefore the story isn't quite as focused. It works what it's trying to do, but therefore it didn't stick with me as well as say the first reboot of the Modern Warfare games. But I do think that if you're a fan of Call of Duty, this is something that will keep you entertained for a while until the next Call of Duty game comes along. However, if you're not a fan of Call of Duty, I don't think this is something that will have you coming back to the franchise. If you want to give it a test out and rent it and return it when you're done, I think it's good for that reasons. But I don't think it's anything extra extraordinary. So overall, I just think it's a good, just another great, consistent installment in this long-running franchise. So if I had to give this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a rating, I think the best rating I could give it, because I did have a lot more fun playing this one than more recent entries, I would give it as probably, I'll be nice, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't pay this full price for this game, but if you're interested in getting it at a sales price, it would definitely be worth your time and money. So that is my kind of like quicker, raw take on my Call of Duty review. If you liked this video, remember, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome. And I will catch you all guys next time.